Now, before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe and turn on that bell notification so you know when we upload. Mahalo e tātou awa he pongpongini, ko kunga ko sione na ahelu ko mea mai eni mei kolo motua I tonga tapu, and welcome to Rugby Heads, where we cover all things in the world of rugby. It's culture round this round in Super Rugby round 3. My name is Sione, like I said. Joining me our regular rugby nerds, Alfonso Lamia, Ryan Farini, and Nemani Nandolo. Welcome, boys. Welcome.
Nemani Nandolo, oh mate. Oh.
Yeah, no, carry on. You
First
forgot?
of all, I want to thank the Lord for this session. No, honestly.
Franny, what's your, where are you from? Russia or something?
Don't you worry about me, Tony. I've got something for the Tonys that are on this podcast. I think it's very specific for you Fia Palangis. Tuko Fia Palangi.
Yeah.
So, you boys, I'm surprised you can still speak Tongan there, Sione, and Ikaki Kipoto, Elea Pakatonga.
One navu, brass, one navu.
Yeah, thank you. And kia ora to Fonz over there.
Yeah.
G'day, mate.
Kia ora. How's it?
There we go, man.
Now, if this is your first time joining us, apologies. But if you're a regular here and you haven't done so yet, please show your support by hitting that like and subscribe button and leave a comment and tell us your thoughts on the upcoming round in round 3 of Super Rugby Pacific. Now, quickly run down to today's show. We go through the new segment that we started last week. I don't know if the name's going to stick, but it's sticking for week 2. Try or no try. What's been a knock on or what's been a play on this week. And then we go into the preview, round 3 of Super Rugby Pacific, fantasy update, and finish off with a few nice questions that we've got sent in. And most of them are for them. So, let's get into this new segment. And once again, if you've got a better name for this segment, please send it in. But Frenny, take it away, mate. You're the lead. Try or no try. What was play on or offside this week?
Play on this week. We've got Hunter Paisami's hit. Mate, mitigating factors. Old mate's head shouldn't have gone into the other guy's head, really. No, but I thought it was play on. He fell into it. So basically, that's play on. My other play ons are Tolmui Falau. Wow, holy dooly. He is just absolutely lighting it up. You know, I guess he's just going to be signed to France or somewhere next year. So it's good to see him. We've got to appreciate him while we've got him.
Yeah.
Offside, like I said, Scotland was supposed to win on the weekend. It was all depending how Finn Russell played. And I tell you what, he could not kick a goal on the weekend. So the big fella had an off night with the boot. He was all right around the park, but yeah, that would have been that was the difference in the game, really.
Yeah, nice little try or no try. Anyone else want to jump in on Freddie's try or no try?
I'll try. I'll jump in on this. It's probably gone viral anyway. So, but the Fiji Drua try was a no try, and my mate was hands up in the air.
That was a good. I clipped up ready.
I'm pretty so I've been told he copped it at training on Tuesday, as you do. But no, he's Dernalangi thought he was away, and that was a bit of a funny, frustrating sort of thing because they're all over the line for all money, but.
Yeah, and the commentator literally said, "Let's hope they don't lose by less than 7 points."
And what did they do?
Yeah,
I missed the try. What happened?
It was a no try. Old mate celebrated before they scored, and they didn't score.
And the funny thing was they were running back, and it's not like you look back and they're laughing. Like as fans, you laugh. They were laughing as if the Fijian mentality. So like, what I mean? Like you're just running back and joking about it. But like if that was any other team, that'd be
100%.
But because it was the Drew boys, they were just like slapping each other there. Like that was funny.
Yeah.
But that was definitely it was definitely a no try.
No try. See, this name's catching on. Fonz, you got anything?
The only try I had was, I don't know if you saw the Chiefs Crusaders game. There's a bit of shirt pulling off the ball.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
I thought that was play on. Play on. If the ref didn't see it, too bad. And obviously in the professional game we got touchies.
Yeah.
But I think that's play on for sure.
Yeah.
Especially with my square wheels.
I had one in the comment section. Everyone's debating whether Timothy Tavatavanawa should be playing for New Zealand or Fiji. And there was a news article that reposted said that Jim wants that black jersey. And then I saw in the comments, but he's not from New Zealand. He's not a Kiwi. And I'm like, oh, this racist bastard. And then I looked at his name. He's one of the Fijians. So, oh, sorry, my pronunciation was a bit off there. But yeah, that was, it was one of the Fijians just trying to trick us. But yeah, that was a bit of a no-try. But the refs, we praised them last week, but some of them were... a bit of a no-try, especially that Force game. I'm glad Force won, because before they had that second person sent off, there was that drop ball in the maul, and literally Ben Donaldson was on that blindside hooker defending and had a look at the touchy, and the ball was on the ground, and then old mate just picked it up, and the maul kept going, and they ended up getting another Force player sent to the bin in defense. But lucky it didn't cost them. But a lot of ref decisions were a bit offside this week, but we won't name them. But hopefully better this round coming.
I disagree. I think the refs had a good game. Nick Berry, he did all right.
Yeah.
David Murphy, I thought they did right. The Highlanders, was it the Highlanders Blues?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was just, they got a hard job as it is, guys. They got people like us fucking giving them a hard time. So
Yeah, I was just calling out whoever the touch
Nah, you're
was.
the main person, but anyway, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, if you've got a try or no try, put them down in the comments. I know you guys didn't do any last week, but please, mate, help the algorithm. Thank you for that. But let's get into the action. Super Rugby Pacific, round 3, Moana versus Highlanders. That first game on the Friday. Nems.
I think it's going to be a good game. I'm actually tipping a Pacifica win this weekend. I think if it's one team that they can go really hard on in terms of New Zealand teams, it's the Highlanders. I know a lot's been said about our mate Jim, but they're going to be in that, remember the Heritage jersey?
Yeah.
I think
yes.
Yeah. It's going to be their first game at home. And I think they've only just been losing by they know how to score tries, that's for sure. Who's that winger for Pacifica? What's his name?
Tom Mofalau.
Yeah. Far East, he's got an engine on him.
Yeah.
So he'll be good if he gets into open space. Expect some, but like I said, I just think they would have done their homework on Jim. Obviously, Jim's played there for a few years at Moana, so they'll know his weaknesses, and I reckon they'll exploit that. But in saying that,
they just won't run at him.
And they'll just
decoy in his way.
Exactly right. So, but yeah, I just think I reckon this is the weekend of seeing that Pacifica round. I can't go past Pacifica winning this game.
Let's go. So Nems thinks that they're going to do their homework on Jim and be the first people to finally clean him out in a ruck. So good luck, Pacifica. That's my team. So Fons, your thoughts and prediction?
I actually agree with Nems. I reckon they would have done their homework on Big Jim there. I actually got Moana 1 to 12 as well. Danny Tawala, he comes in at 12. Obviously, Lalo Milo would have been the head concussion issue there. Also, Moana's favourite Palangi lock, Tom Savage, to start as well.
Yeah.
He's going to start coming in.
Tomasi Savici.
There you go. And then Pellegrini, the Italian Tongan, off the bench.
Oh, right.
So it's been interesting to see how he goes too off the bench. Him, obviously, De Groot's on the bench as well. He gets a bit of a rest. But I reckon, I don't know if you know, the game against the All Blacks in Moana Pacifica was at that same stadium back in 2004. So it is quite interesting. It's done 21 years. It's done a full circle. I actually think Moana will get up here. I think this is big for them. Their first home game. So
let's go.
Big hopes on them.
Respectfully, the Tonys back at school used to cheat on their homework. But I will say that Moana's still going to win. Vintage kit, Samoy Palau on fire.
Yeah.
Artie Surveyor's captain, and a guy named Millennium, Senator Ruby,
I saw that.
and Hooker. So, fuck us. If that's not a sign, then I don't know what is. Let's go.
Let's go. So we got it on lock, Moana Pacifica, for that first multi, 1-12. All right. And then the second game on the Friday, we're back in Sydney. Waratahs hosting Fiji and Drua. Nems, your two teams, thoughts and predictions.
I reckon this is going to be a hard one. I saw McKellar. I heard McKellar come out in the media saying that they're not going to entertain the Drua's rugby. So by the looks of things, they're going to probably play, sort of boring rugby, or they're going to kick the edges and try and suffocate them through that, and not entertain the running style. Now that could, that might frustrate the Drua. But I just think, again, Drua, like the Pacifica, they've just missed out. It's just those small sort of mistakes but it's actually cost them. Sometimes you get away with it. And I just think they've changed the team around. So for Mussy, no Frank Lamani, they've all been left back in Nundy. Muntz comes back at 10. I would have loved to see Ravula there playing at 10 and maybe Muntz at fullback. But I think it's going to be a good game. One guy I've been talking about this guy for a long time. Well, I got him mixed up last year with Ben O'Donnell and Henry O'Donnell. So Henry O'Donnell gets his crack at 13. I've got so much raps on this kid. I think he's going to go well. So he gets his crack at Derby Lancaster comes in. This team on paper, the Waratahs, you should be winning this game. But I'm actually going to tip the Drua to just win this game.
All right. So we got Drua 1-12. Fons, are you backing Nems, or are you going to back the New South Welshman?
I'm going with Nems here. I'm going 1-12 with the Drua.
Yeah, that's
as
a
well.
first.
I actually hoped you were there on the Monday's episode, because we were talking about just those little lapses that the Drua have in their game. They do an amazing try, and the next thing they're just letting in something soft and easy. So, look, I think the other big inclusion for the Waratahs is Kailea as well, coming off the bench. So he gets a debut for the Tars coming off the bench. But 9 changes to the Drua lineup. That's a lot of changes for one week. I actually agree with Nems too. I would have liked to see maybe Muntz coming off the bench, and instead of Ravula, reversing them around. But if you notice with the pace of the game, 1-23 is quite crucial, and the benches are coming onto the field and actually have to make some impact. So either way, it's not too bad. So I actually have to draw on an upset here.
All right. Are you riding on the same multi, Frenny?
Absolutely not. I'm going the Tars here.
Yes.
There's a lot of changes, and we were saying the other day how good Ravula is at 10, running the ship, I reckon. And they got Tavita back, which is awesome. I actually do like Kuravoli. I reckon he's awesome. But mate, Waratahs, look at their front row starting, their back rows gangster.
Yeah.
Then the replacements, the bomb squad, also known as New South Wales Tonga, coming on. Mahe, Isaac, and Sosipa. They're going to say, Mata Usi to you, Drua, and going to win 1-12.
Yeah.
Freeney, I saw the Tars lineup and they had their flags next to it. Mate, it will spot the Australian flag. It was all Tongan.
Mate. Yeah.
It was all red.
Mate, that's right, mate. Tonga, baby.
Yeah, must be those lot from out of Liverpool.
Yeah.
That claim they're from the eastern suburbs and play for Randwick. Go back to West Sydney too, Blues boys. Yeah. Go back to your roots.
All right, so we'll lock it in. We'll split it here. I'll ride with Freeney. So we'll split this where we go. These Nems and Fons will jump on Drua 1-12, and I'll ride with Freeney Tars 1-12. Okay, first game on the Saturday, we've got Chiefs hosting the Brumbies. Brumbies off a loss at home to the Force, and Chiefs flying high. Nems, thoughts?
After last weekend, I was like thinking this would be the game, like a big game, but after they lost to the Force, changed a little bit. I just Quintabaya.
Yeah.
He's gone. He 2 tries last week. Him and Anton Leonard Brown in the centres. See you later, boys. I'm going Chiefs. I just think the Chiefs will be too strong here. The Brumbies, they'll be disappointed from last week's game against the Force. Mind you, the Force played really well, but it's just going to be a tough ask for them to go to Chiefs, Waikato Stadium, and go and beat the Chiefs. After the Chiefs had a big game against the Crusaders, man, they were dominant. Like, they put on, was it 50 points against the Crusaders? So, they're starting to hit, round 3, and you'll see, I reckon after this, from this round on, this is where you'll start seeing the top teams start pulling out. So, and the Chiefs one of them. So I reckon Chiefs. I reckon plus? Chiefs 13 plus.
13 plus. So we're locking in 13 plus. Fonz.
Ooh, man, that's a big scoreline. I actually got them 1-12. I think it'd be a little bit closer. Look, the Chiefs played well last week. It's good seeing the Crusaders lose. I ain't going to lie about that. But to see Tokiaho coming off the bench this week is big. Because he obviously had his injuries in the last year. Him, obviously, Ratama to start. But the Brumbies haven't really changed their lineup. It's pretty much the same except for Rory Scott. So, and Jerome Brown is playing against his old team. So he'd know a few of these guys, being at the Brumbies for 6 years. So I think it will be a lot closer, even though obviously the Chiefs played amazing last week. Also, I don't know if you saw the actual event on before the game, rugby and rhythm. So they've got actually some artists playing, some quite biggish New Zealand artists, but
660.
I reckon it'd be.
There?
Yeah.
Cora's one. I know Cora's one. Chiefs 1-12. 1-12.
All right, we'll let you guys mull over that while we Freeney decides on our multi. Freeney, thoughts?
Well, the Chiefs lineup's too fucking good, if I'm honest. So I'm going to say the Chiefs, but I'm really excited for when Australia gets Aiden Ross. So hopefully he comes over soon. What does he come over after Super Rugby, Fonz?
Yeah, next year.
Is he actually? The
Aiden Ross is a prop. But yeah, Taukeiaho off the bench and just that starting lineup. Holy fuck, man. And yeah, the Brumbies, mate, Brumbies are good. I reckon it's going to be 1-12 to the Chiefs, but that Declan Meredith is pretty decent, eh?
Yeah.
10 from
The
Brumbies
10.
last week. So, 1-12 to the Chiefs. Sorry, boys. Brumbies.
All right, so Freeney and I will go 1-12. I'm backing Freeney. You boys need to decide who's going to change.
1-12.
You go 1-12? Okay, you guys
go on.
1-12 as well. Okay, and then the Hurricanes. Big game in Wellington. Hurricanes hosting the Blues. Blues are at the bottom of the table with NEMS. Is their losing streak going to continue?
This is a hard one, to be fair, because like the Hurricanes haven't really been consistently playing well the last, the last few weeks. They played the Drua and just riddled with mistakes, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it was the weather. I mean, it was a perfect day. It looked awesome down there in Napier, by the way. I made a comment on the fact that big kudos to the crowd that rocked up to Napier. That's what rugby should be about.
Yeah.
A small stadium, packed to the rafters. You know, you're kidding yourselves. And most of it, 90% of it was Fijians. But hey, that's fine. Rugby's a big family. All right, so and my cousin was there. He reckons all the Pakias and all the Kiwis are just looking up going, they were more amazed at the Fiji supporters than the game itself. So tells you a lot. But look, this is a hard game, I reckon. I mean, it's going to be a close one. I just think I wouldn't have expected these two teams to be underachieving at this, third round in. But look, I just think the Hurricanes might get over these guys. I think, I don't know. There's nothing that, on name, the Blues, again, they're like the Waratahs. Fucking, they've got all the players, but I just think the Canes at home, back in the Cake 10, I just think they'll nudge this one out. And if it's raining, then Auckland's raining as well, but Hurricanes 1-12.
Hurricanes 1-12. Fonz, your thoughts?
Just seeing that the Hurricanes are bringing Tossi and Lakai, their two All Blacks, back in the starting lineup after last week. So that was interesting to see. The Blues team hasn't really changed besides one Cam Christie making his possible debut off the bench for the Blues. Apart from that, that Blues team's pretty much the same lineup. And I think with the Blues, their feelings will be hurting at the moment with the amount of talk around New Zealand at the moment with the Highlanders beating them, and there'll be some revenge, I reckon, from the Blues. I think they'll be up for this game big time. I didn't think much of the Canes on the weekend against the Drua. There's a lot of errors from them. I think the Blues 1-12. I think the Blues will get off and get their first win.
Interesting.
Right.
Fuck, anyone would have thought you played Super Rugby game.
Interesting. You must have missed the Blues
There
game.
was a
Man.
lot of errors. There was a lot of errors.
And Frenny, what are we doing on our multi, mate?
We're going Hurricanes, mate. 1-12. I just like the Hurricanes front row. And I really like the Hurricanes. So I'm going Hurricanes 1-12. No real reason.
Just the vibe. Yeah, Blues, and the Blues don't look like the Blues this year. Like, they went down to, I know, spirited Highlanders team, but the Highlanders were down players and for a long period of time as well. So hopefully the Blues can kick out of it, but I just think it's a tough task over in Wellington. But you two need to decide who's going to change for your multi.
I'll switch it for the teamless one then, so I'll go Hurricanes in.
Okay, Hurricanes 1-12. All right, and then the last game should be the game of the round over in Western Australia. The used to be Reds and used to be Brumbies players versus the actual Reds. Force vs Reds. Nems, thoughts and predictions?
I actually like the look of this game. Like you said, I actually think this is a game of the round for Australia. The Force, I said this at the start of the season, they've got to be performing with the team they've got, and they've been doing exactly that. To win in Brumbies in Canberra for the first time, was it 5,000 days or something? I mean, who's counting?
You were probably in Perth back then.
Yeah, probably. I was bouncing at Club Asia. But I just think the Reds too. The Reds played really well against Moana. Again, I just like the look of this Force side. You got Tizano, you've got Dylan Peach. He had a blinder last week. Hamish Stewart. The one guy I really like, and I've been really impressed. Didn't really rate him when he was at the Reds in terms of playing on the wing. Is that Matt Greeley playing at fullback?
Yeah.
I actually think fullback. I don't know too much about him, but since he's gone to fullback, he's like, I think he's found his position there. That forward pack, I'm sure you guys will go into it, but the Reds, no Paisami, who have they brought in? Lockie Anderson. He's come in and replacing
Tim Ryan's on the bench, and then they've swapped.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got your usual suspects in the forwards, but I just think the Force are going to win this. I think they're on a roll. If they can get one over the Reds, if they can win this weekend, then I think they're going to go far in this comp. Well, a good way of making the top six.
All right, Force at home. Fons, are you writing that
1-12?
Yep, I got the same. Force. What a great start to the Force. How good has their season been? This first two games. Big shout out to Pasatoa, ex-Nudgy Boy.
Let's go.
Let's go, OB.
Ex-Nudgy Boy. First game back in 2 years. It's been since his injury, so good to see him at 12. Also, Liam Wright back on the bench as well. And Hidemaya Murray, for those who don't know, fullback from the Reds. He was at Northland for the last couple of years, wasn't getting much game time in New Zealand, and has come here, and he's quite a handy player, so watch out for him. But Force 1-12.
All right, Frenny,
Nice,
tell him,
here we
Frenny.
go.
Come on, tell him, Frenny, tell him.
As Greta Thunberg once said, how dare you? You make me sick, the lot of you, man. But as much as I love the Force and I appreciate them doing well, how dare you? Reds 1-12. It's going to be a cracker. Game of the round, or second game of the round, besides Minor. Mate, the Reds have got it, mate. they've gone overseas. Les Kiss has just got the boys humming.
Yeah.
They're trusting their bench. They're using their extended squad and made some changes. Fucking Liam Wright's back. Massimo Deluna's going to lock it down the second half. Tim Ryan, the fucking junkyard dogs, is going to come in about 62nd minute and absolutely dominate.
Let's
and
go.
It's just gonna be great.
Yeah, mate. And don't sleep on Hunter Paisami's replacement. Straight into the starting side, Dre Paheka from Brothers.
Yeah.
He starred against Wales last year, him and James O'Connor. Mate, big things coming for that guy. There's a reason why he's gone straight into the Reds environment as a youngin', so don't sleep on him.
I know this has got. I know this is not part of the two teams we talk about, but I like the referee this weekend, Nick Berry. He's gonna get this game flowing, and he's gonna want to flow. So it's gonna be actually a good game. I reckon. I can't wait.
Yeah, should be a good game.
Oh,
And
that's weird.
No, but like,
the worst ref there is.
sorry, mate, it's my coach's hat. I better take it off. Just sometimes you've got to look at it from all angles. But anyway,
I thought it was your Sunnybank hat, mate. Because it was Sunnybank great, mate. I remember watching him back in the days.
yes, I actually did play Sunnybank.
Mate, last time he ref me, he said, Ryan, stop faking and get up.
What a man! What a legend!
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Last time he ref me, he was like, what's your name? But yeah, carry on. Make sure you
What's going on there? Please tell me that was against Jeeps on Jeeps 1 Oval, Yoker Road.
Third minute. Do you want to go and do it? No.
All right. Make sure you lock those locks in and and be sure to bet responsibly.
Coach rattled. Look at him.
Yeah, mate, rattled, mate. And then fantasy, Super Rugby Fantasy, powered by Growlflex. Boys, how are our teams going? Fonz, how's you're playing as Growlflex? How's your team going in both leagues?
Not good this week. Bloody JT beat me. I don't know how. Pretty much disgusting. No, look, my players just didn't play well. Pretty simple. The only one they played well was Roygard, and that was about it. So I had to make an extra change for this week and have 3 trades. So we'll see how we go.
Yeah, nice. And Freeney, how did your team go against Dave's? How did Parramatta Seals go, mate?
Easy win, mate. Got another easy win this weekend with Pa'us. But yeah, just special mention it to JT, powered by Yochi Yogurt. We're looking good this weekend. I'll make some changes soon. But yeah, I'm pumped for it.
Yeah, JT and the Drury All-Stars, mate, they're slowly creeping up there. There was a bit of a glitch in the app. I was announced winner, and then they updated the scores, and then ended up losing. So 1-1. But in the public league, I've changed my thank you Tony's first 15 to Rugby Heads first 15 because we're actually doing well. My team's doing well. I think coming second in most of the leagues. So keep an eye out for Rugby Heads first 15 in the public leagues, and get around fantasy. Kyron, he's got to be in your team. Any tips, Fonz? Yeah. Who's another player you have to have in your team? I got Kyron. You got to have Kyron.
There's 2 guys for me. It's either Tizano or McWright. They earn too many points at the back row.
And I got both of them.
Got to have one.
Same. So get them locks. And if you got any tips to help out the guys that are struggling, especially Fa'us, put them down in the comments section. And,
I'm going to trade to Leah right now for a time myself.
You said you're going to do that last week, mate. All right. Now we've got a few questions here. First one, there's a few. For Nems, if your name's not Nems, please keep your answers to yourself. Okay, first question. These are actually serious questions. Who was the most influential coach in your career?
I was coached by a lot of good coaches over my time. I wouldn't pick like one coach. I'd pick like a coaching staff. That would be the Leicester Tigers, Steve Borthwick, Kevin Sinfield, Richard Wiggleworth, and the SNC, Aled Walters, who are now who are at England. Why I picked them coaching staff, they just, honestly, I sometimes I wish that I got to coach. I was coached by them at early on in my career. I just think they changed, like the way they look at rugby is so different. They taught me, I literally learned so much in that 3 years. as a rugby player and the way they see the game in that 3 years, and I did in my whole 15-year career. So those coaches were unreal. Like their attention to details, and like being a new coach myself, I've taken a lot out of what they've done, and just the way they complement each other. Like Steve Borthwick, is kind of like the old grumpy man. But Kevin Sinfield, I don't know if you know him, he played rugby league for leagues. He's a legend. Does marathons for fun. So he'd walk into a room and everyone would just literally go quiet. So they all bounce each other out. Richard Wiggleworth, he was still playing as well. So I was there from the start of their career, and that was his first club. And then from there, he went on to coach England, right? That coaching staff. So to see it go from getting pumped, the way he did it. So when we played, we had 30 guys debut one year. It wasn't 28 or something. And we were getting pumped every week. Then the next year, then all those guys that were part of that squad that got pumped in the first year all now play for England. So to see the progression through, Steve Borthwick, that coaching staff, honestly, probably one of the best coaching staff that I've played under. And look at them now; they're they're with the England team. And but it'd have to be Steve Borthwick, Kevin Sinfield, Richard Wiggleworth, and Aled Walters as SNC, because he used to always just be like, Nems, just take the watt bike, man. Just do the watt bike, and don't worry, just go home. So
just added one on Kevin Sinfield. Like, he's a known rugby league great. I don't know how many union games he would have played, but how was it? Is it noticeable that he didn't have a union background, or what? How was he very technical in the game, or was he more just to get around the boys?
Well, he actually played a year or something for rugby professionally before he retired. So, mate, honestly, our defensive pattern. So he was a defence coach.
Okay.
So our defence that year was based around the Penrith Panthers defensive. So we defend like leagueies. Man, it was like crazy the way, how you can, like, there's a lot of ex-leagueies that are coaching in the UK and Union.
Yeah.
I mean, you have it here too, but just the way he saw the game was ridiculous, man. And so we were doing things that are uncomfortable. And the biggest thing they always say was, if you're uncomfortable, it means you're doing it right. And that was uncomfortable every day. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and then we ended up winning it, which was good. So, mate, Kevin Sinfield, he's a legend.
Well, I didn't know you won. That's
Yeah.
No, we'll make sure we clip that up just in case they need a new coach to join them. And
the British Lions are touring, so he's not in the British Lions.
All right, and what season was your most favourite during your career?
I would have to say the Crusaders 2014, my first year. Ooh. Went down there with no expectations to play. I actually was doing the Japan and Crusaders thing, and I was actually there to cover. Yeah. And they were like, listen, you're going to you won't play as many games. You're just going to come and get the experience, learn the buzz. And I was like, mate, because, it's off-season in Japan. Yeah. And you come to Super. So back then you could do it. I don't know if they do it now, but so New Zealand was like 6 months of just, rubbing shoulders with all these big dogs. And then I'll never forget, Tabai Madison and Todd Blackadder sat me down and were like, oh, look, we're not going to use you as much. We want you to, learn from these guys, use this 6 months as an experience. And then next year, then we'll start playing. I was like, in my head, I was in these ones. Oh, yeah, sweet, man. Like, looking disappointed, but in my head, I was like, oh, holiday, is it? Anyway, we lost 3 games in a row, 4 games, and then I just remember walking out of the gym, and then I heard Todd Blackadder was like, hey, where's your passport? And I was like, oh, it's at home. He goes, bring it, you're playing against the Rebels. I was like, Brus, I kid you not. I was happy, but I was like disappointed again. So I was like, fuck, there goes my holiday. But anyway, played all the way through, and then, had a good season and just missed out in the finals.
Killer season.
We lost, So...
All right. And then last one, just for you, what advice would you give to upcoming players trying to make it and haven't got any attention from the pro clubs yet?
Just keep playing hard, keep training, I guess. Now, with today's world, you've got YouTube and, social media and stuff now. So back when we were younger, that wasn't there around. I just think... just keep doing the right things. Just keep training, keep showing up, and I see it now at club level. It can get hard. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to work, you've got to do that stuff. And I did it after I retired, and it's not easy. It's actually harder to make it because of what you need to go through. So, look, I just think keep chipping away. There's going to come a time. There'll come an opportunity when you least expect it. But you've just got to be ready. You know what I mean? Just got to be ready. Otherwise, you don't want to miss the boat when that time comes. But as you know now, the landscape's hard now to get professional contracts because, obviously clubs are going under, and now they're going for sort of you got to be an international player. But now you've got the MLR, you can go over there and earn some money. So yeah, what I mean, and also networking. If you've got talk to your mates in the clubs and stuff, because that's the way it is now. To be fair, let's face it, it's networking and keep training hard. Yeah. I'm sure someone will pick you up.
Yeah, nice. And then question for everyone. What's holding the Crusaders back from being the Crusaders we expect them to be? Nems, you played there. What's keeping them? Or is it just they just need more time?
No, yeah, it's a new playing roster. It's a whole new change, new coaches. Is it? No, I don't know. You're right. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. It'll change. It'll change.
Yeah, Fonz, what are your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, it's sort of hard, mate. I'm an old boy, so I can't.
To be honest, who cares?
Oh, mate.
They've won for too long. Long.
Yeah, well, you got to, mate. They've won 20 or something in a, so just let them have their 2 years where they're normal with everyone else. That's mate.
I just reckon it's Richie. They went from Dan Carter to Richie, so they've just got the two of the greatest 10s in New Zealand, and then now Kemner looks like he's got the good. Just give him time. He's a little kid. Just give him a bit of time. So
I reckon they played some good footy.
Yeah, they're still good, mate. They'll come good. Watch. Just watch.
I just feel that aura is missing.
No, they just played the Chiefs, mate. The Chiefs are fucking good, mate. Look at their team. They can flog everyone. I reckon they're going to flog everyone.
But on the serious note,
will drop one day.
How long does Robert have left at the Satyrs?
Hopefully they extend.
Yeah, no, because you just messaged me on Messenger now, so I'm just trying to.
No, yeah, we got to. Yeah. Don't worry, we'll have to cut it so we don't get barred from Crusaders.
Yeah, hey, mate, I'm trying to get down there for PD.
I actually like the Crusaders. I always have. I'm not like Fonz and a hater. But yeah,
Fonz, you're a hater, man.
And then last question: what's happening with the Blues? What's going on?
Who cares?
Whoa, that's your third.
What a hater, friends.
Yeah, no. To be fair, I just think because they're still probably on a high from last year. I reckon they just probably haven't reset the buttons, and you can get that. You know what I mean? You can get that sort of teams that, unless you're the Crusaders that won it 7 in a row, but you can, what's that word for it? Where you get
complacent.
Second year, yeah.
Oh,
so complacent or whatever.
Complicated.
I just think because that was a big year for them to win it last year. That's got to play a part in it. Coming in this year, are they still probably on from last year? I don't know, but.
Yeah, someone on the rugby breakdown, someone put it down that all the All Blacks only just came back from their break, so they didn't really get a pre-season, where a lot of these other clubs like the Highlanders that don't have many All Blacks players, they went through full pre-season. Plus Ethan de Groot was probably the only All Black that cut his break short and went back to training early. So
what a legend, eh?
Yeah, mate. So I don't know, that's just me.
Auckland is the glamour city, isn't it?
They'll be fine, man. Their squad's decent.
Yeah.
And some players are out of control, man. Like Pelotu, Dodson, Papali'i, but mate, they're going to be sweet.
They'll be back. Yeah. They'll be back.
They'll be in the top 6 for sure. The Aussie teams will get tired and probably burn out by the end of the second round. So.
We'll cut that part out as well. But boys, that's the show. Guys, thanks for sending your questions. Make sure you send more questions in for next week. But shout outs.
All right. My shout out is to all the underdogs who have just keep winning each week. I don't know if you saw the Brazilian women's team. They beat Australia. New Zealand lost for the 3rd time against Spain.
That's a no.
The Force won in Canberra.
Yeah, true.
The Force won in Canberra. The Highlanders beat the Blues first time in I think 4 years. So just keep these upsets going. I reckon that's a big shout out to that.
All right.
Oh, my shout out is actually, I'm going to go local. I'm going to go closer to home to Box Hill Rugby Club here in Melbourne.
That's cool.
We've got our season launch. So encouraging anyone down here in Melbourne to get down to Box Hill. I hear they've got some good coaches, going to have a good year. Get down there on Saturday. There'll be some free barbecue and some free beers, I think so. But anyway, get down there. We'll all be down there for
Your shout.
have a big season.
Yeah, let's go. Up
Hey,
the
mate, the budget hasn't come out yet.
up the Stallions. Is it Stallions? It's a horse or something.
The Bronx.
Broncos. Yeah, up the Broncos.
Bronx.
Yep, and we'll see you guys next week. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment and tell us your thoughts. Okay, thank you. Alrighty. Thanks, boys.
Tony.